Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's market fundamental and technical breakdown. My name is Anthony Phillips Njoku, and I'm the founder of 10x Digital Lane, where everyone who has a knowledge gap in digital trading can get the right knowledge, get the right guidance, get the right information to be able to become a profitable financial market trader. So, in this segment of our market fundamental and technical breakdown, we'll be talking about the weekly technical analysis and the weekly fundamental analysis for the time period of November 18th to November 22nd. Okay. So how this usually goes is that we're going to first of all dive into the charts to explain the technical analysis. We'll be talking about three charts, Euro USD, AED USD, and BTC USDT. So if you would like us to add more pairs, drop the details on the comment section, okay? Then when we are done analyzing those pairs, we'll dive into the fundamental analysis that will affect the market for the week. Then we discuss it and then also make an announcement of when we're going to be having our live trading session with the group. So you can join us during those live trading sessions and we trade together to make money together. But today, as we analyze the markets, if we see a trading opportunity, we will call out this trading opportunity and everybody can trade with it, okay? So let me share my screen now. Okay, so this is Euro USD on the monthly time frame. Like you all know, we use the top-down analysis time strategy to analyze the technical markets, going from the higher time frame, which is the monthly time frame, down to the hourly time frame, and also the 15 minutes time frame to spot our entries, and then hold the trade to hit our target profits. So, like you already know, if you watched our last week forecast, we told you guys that monthly time frame to look for is the kind of we saw that the market had this bullish shot, another bullish candle, more like a engulfing red candle for October. So after an engulfing red candle, we also have November as well, another engulfing red candle, which is massive. So the market literally is still what selling for Euro USD. It is selling for Euro USD, and this sales currently has high volume. So there is two chances that December candle will be bearish as well. But for this week, I see the market below this low. Okay, so once the market comes and takes liquidity below this low, then we can now start saying, the market will now have a potential correction to continue to move to the downside. And remember, this particular zone where the market is a very important area of reversal because the market has been here before. The market came here and reversed from here in the past. Okay, so it's a very important area of reversal. So watch out for it. Over here, the market also came here and reversed over here. So watch out definitely for this potential reversal that could play out right inside this zone for the market. Okay, so watch out for that as well. Meanwhile, the monthly time frame has already given us what we need to see on the chart patterns we need to see. Okay, and it's quite understandable, just like what you see over here. Just like what you see over here, we had this massive blue candle. After we had this massive blue candle, we had what? An engulfing candle. This month was quite very bearish. There you see, these months were quite dodgy. Okay, all these candles here were just consolidating for this time period. So before the trend continued to the downside. So overall, we are still bearish, okay, for the current time. So let's go to the weekly time frame. For the weekly time frame, what we come to search for are chart patterns. Okay, what we come to search for on the weekly time frame are chart patterns. Meanwhile, before we search for chart patterns, I already spotted out last week's high and last week's low because each candle here represents 1 week of price data, 1 week of price data, 1 week of price data. So, and basically, the chart pattern I see currently on this market is literally this double top formation that formed over here, the break of this neckline, and market continues to drop. Okay, and something else I see the market is really inside the consolidation. Okay, of this overall trend is consolidating within this overall trend. Okay, so I wouldn't really say that there is a pattern here, but what I can say is that once the market comes to a demand level, which is where the weekly time frame is currently, you see that the market buys. Once the market comes back to a demand level, the market buys. Once the market comes back to a demand level, the market buys. Okay, so what I expect the market to do is that if it chooses to continue selling, we would see that there will be a breakout from this weekly time frame, and then we could now start expecting the market to sell towards this low. Okay, so that will be for 2025 price data. But currently, based on what we see on the market is inside this consolidating area. Okay, just consolidating within this zone, and that's what I see mainly for the market. And remember, this is more like a distribution, manipulation, and accumulation phase. So after this accumulation, we should expect another or distribution, which is going to be similar to this particular distribution over here in the past. So let's see how that goes. Let's go down to the daily time frame now. So on the daily time frame, what we look for is the prevailing trend, the current prevailing trend. So the current prevailing trend you can see on the daily time frame is a downtrend. Okay, so just play out this top and this top. We marked it out. Okay, these two tops, that's what we marked out on the daily time frame. Then also we spread out a daily demand. There should be a daily demand over here. Okay, so let's put out that daily demand zone. Okay, I've seen the daily demand zone. Let me mark it out with a line. Okay, so like I told you guys, for this week, we're expecting market to come and take this low. Okay, last week it had already fulfilled it. This was the low for last week, and the market came and fulfilled it swiftly for last week. So for the daily, we still expect market to come and take this low. Okay, and then we can now start seeing the market monthly reversal zone over here, this ash bar over here, the monthly reversal zone. So we still expect market to come and take this slope on the daily time frame. Then that's it for the daily. Then we go down to the 4 hours time frame. So on 4 hours time frame, I literally see the market forming this wedge, descending wedge. There is a descending wedge. So the market's creating lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, came into here and is now consolidating within this wedge, okay? And it's creating a support and resistance within this wedge. So for me to trade this way, I need to see a breakout. The first time that breaks out here, we'll be entering our shorts and aiming for this low over here. So that's what I see currently for the 4 hours time frame, okay? That's what I see currently for 4 hours time frame. So as well, I can as well spot out a 4 hours demand zone. I can as well spot out a 4 hours demand zone. Let's go to where we spotted out the daily demand, and I'll mark it out with this line, okay, as well. So let's go in and search deeper at this point. Okay, so over here, this is 4 hours demand zone. I expect market to come into and fulfill efficiency over here. Okay, so that's good. So this is 4 hours demand zone. Okay, fantastic. So since we already have our bias in place, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see what we can see on the 1 hour time frame. The same descending wedge on the 1 hour time frame. Market is literally accumulating orders here. Market is literally accumulating orders here on the 1 hour time frame for the Euro USD pair. And then let's see the 15 minutes time frame. So the 15 minutes time frame, we have a smaller descending wedge. Okay, is descending wedge you see on the 15 minutes time frame. That is smaller descending wedge. So in this case now, if the market, you might wonder, what if the market doesn't just start dropping from here? Fine. If the market goes up, we should expect the market to come in towards this supply zone before we see another drop on Euro USD. Okay, so if the market goes up and breaks this 15 minutes, what is it called? Descending wedge. Although it's not the pattern, it's not the actual pattern that is meant to play out. Okay, so if the market breaks the descending wedge to the upside instead, so we're going to see the market come towards this particular supply zone. Okay, but if the market breaks the descending wedge to the downside, we're expecting it to come towards this demand zone. Okay, but overall, based on the monthly time frame, the weekly time frame, okay, and the daily time frame we spotted out. This is the overall trend to the downside, sells to the downside. Okay, so this is literally what I see for Euro USD right now. And watch out for that. If a trade opportunity comes out before this meeting ends, you can be able to join it. So if you want to learn about top-down analysis properly, you can dive down towards our website, www.tunedigitalling.com. On this website right now, we're going to have pre-recorded content. This pre-recorded content has to teach you about the basics of Forex market. What is Forex market? The terminologies about the market, pips, spread, stop loss, take profit, support and resistance, supply and demand, the days to trade, the days not to trade, well, and so on and so forth, the basics. Then we also introduce you into the master program, which is the pro education, which is going to teach you a strategy, a proven strategy that helps you to analyze the market like a pro. Okay, that helps you analyze the market and view the market like a pro, to have a daily bias and trade the market profitably. So if you want to learn more, you can dive out our website, www.10xdigitalling.com. Okay, there you just come over here. So you come over here, you pick a package. Okay, you pick a package, either a monthly package, which is basic package, a premium package for 3 months, the pro package for 6 months, and the ultimate pro package for a year. Then you can see over here some of the testimonies of our students. Again, Naufo, I still remember what you told me that time. Every time I'm still sticking to all of them. Tony says too, I love how easy it was to get started, especially with all the tutorials. I quit my second job with the income coming from 10x Crypto Academy, and so on and so forth. Good reviews, good testimonies. These are some of our team. And we have been making massive development, massive improvements in our community to make sure that we offer you guys the best products and services. So let's dive down to the next session. The next session has to do with AUD USD, which is the chart. I will start with the monthly time frame. But before we start with monthly time frame, let's see what our analysis was for last week. Okay, for AUD USD. Let's see if our analysis for last week played out. So you guys can see that we don't really joke here. Good. Okay. So for last week, this is our analysis for AUD USD. This is where the market was for AUD USD last week. That was on it. I'm telling you guys, if the market breaks the demand zone, which is what the market did here, on share sells and breaks this previous week low, we expect the market to do what? Retest, okay, and continue selling towards the downside. So this analysis is still prevalent on AUD because it broke the previous week was low over here. This is the previous week low. So we're still expecting AUD to sell to the downside for this week to continue. Okay. That's just it. We already spotted out the trend opportunity because this was our first bias. We saw that AUD moved to the upside, then start selling, but it didn't move to the upside. The sales were way stronger. The volume for the sales are way stronger, and then the market just kept selling and selling and selling. So you see that this analysis was accurate. It was accurate. It was accurate. I recorded the trade opportunity, and everybody made money from it in our VIP group. So if you're not in our VIP group, try as much as possible to join our VIP group to be informed of this trading opportunity. So let's go do a little bit top-down analysis. So on the monthly time frame, we see that the market formed this engulfing candle over here, which engulfed this bullish candle over here. And then this November candle is quite bearish as well. So from my view now, I see the monthly time frame coming towards this low, which is the point of reversal. I see the monthly time frame coming to touch this low over here, at least this low, to grab liquidity over here. So that's what I see on the monthly time frame. You can see preferentially, this is what a descending triangle for the monthly time frame. This is a descending triangle. And what the descending triangle shows is that if the market decides to go this way, then breaks here, then we'll see more further loop. Okay. This is acting like a demand zone. Okay. So that's literally what we see right now on the monthly time frame. Since we have our monthly time frame view, which is more like a bearish candle, well, our overall weekly view now should be looking for sell opportunity. But before that, let's mark out last week's high, this last week high, and this last week's low, which means that the market breaks last week's low, we're selling lower. If the market breaks last week high, we're going higher. Or the market could still break last week's high, grab liquidity there, and then continue dropping to the downside. Since the overall monthly time frame is quite bearish, okay? So we have seen what we need to see on the monthly time frame, and also seen what we need to see on the weekly time frame, that the market is coming towards this zone over here, towards this point of interest over here. So that's what I see on the weekly time frame. Then I go down to the daily time frame. The daily time frame, we look for the prevailing trend. We look for the prevailing trend on the daily time frame. Okay. So for me to spot out the prevailing trend, we just need to draw this line this way, this trend line this way. This is effect, not really pause, but we're just using it as a reminder of the prevailing trend in the market. Okay, good. So since we expect the market to come towards this particular zone, okay, to take this liquidity over here at this particular zone, we need to look for a demand zone, a daily demand zone over here. There's a daily demand zone I spelled out over here based on past price data. Okay, the daily demand zone over here, I can as well use this one, this candle over here as a daily demand zone. Okay, then and the daily supply zone is going to be this huge blue candle over here. Huge candle. This blue one. That's the daily supply zone. So that's literally what I see right now in the market. So let's then go down to the 4 hours time frame to spot what the market is doing on the 4 hours time frame. Okay, so since we are on the 4 hours time frame right now, these are our 4 hours supply zone. Okay, I saw it on the daily time frame and as well as it on the 4 hours time frame. Then based on what I can see here on this market, what we expect market to do for me is give us a breakdown, retest, and continue dropping to the downside for the AUD USD. So this is what I see for the AUD USD right now. Okay, so either the market does this or the market could choose to come and retest a previous broken demand zone and turn it to a supply. Okay, and from here it starts going to the downside. Okay, either the market chooses to just start going to the downside, breaking the previous week low, okay, and continue selling to the downside, okay, or it chooses to go up, grab liquidity on the previous demand zone and turn it to a supply and continue dropping to the downside. Okay, so watch out for that. So for me to really spot out where the market could go, if we are to see the market go to the upside, we can use what we call a Fibonacci retracement tool. And this Fibonacci retracement tool, the most important point of interest is the 38.2, the 50, and the 62 Fibonacci retracement points. Most times traders love to use the 50 because it's an area of what's equilibrium, which is the half of the total price action that has happened in the past. Okay, so this is an area of what massive sells. So if the market is meant to correct, it will correct towards this equilibrium price or discount price, which is 62. 62 is discount price, and then 50 is equilibrium and continue selling to the downside. But if the market is just meant to start going to the downside, it's going to break this previous week low and see what more sell opportunities once it breaks this previous week low and will continue selling to the downside. The same, let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so on the 1 hour time frame, quite choppy. Let me go to the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so on the 15 minutes time frame, this is a counter trend line. Okay. So chances are if the market breaks this counter trend line, you see more drop on AUD USD. So watch out for that. If the market does that before this meeting ends, then we will likely call out this trade opportunity for AUD USD. I think it's going to happen anytime soon. So if that is to happen, we will sell AUD USD over here. Let's see how this candle closes in about a minute's time. If it closes, then spot our take stop loss above here, be 20 pips. I'll be taking the trades for the sales on AUD USD. Let's say the market closes in about few minutes time. Then we'll wrap up by going to Bitcoin. So from here now, I have been able to how many pips? about 100 pips from where it is right now. We'll be back to this. We'll be back to this shortly. So let's go to Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin, the superstar of the month of November. Okay, so for Bitcoin, then go to the 4 hours time frame. Good. So for Bitcoin, you see that the market is still towards bullish, very bullish. Okay, very, very bullish. And something else I see on Bitcoin is that it is forming this what ascending wedge. Very neat. Very neat ascending wedge. So let's go down to the smaller time frame, like 1 hour. So since it's bullish, we're only looking for what? Buy patterns, buy opportunities for Bitcoin. Okay. Buy patterns, buy opportunities. So if we see this break happen right now on Bitcoin, we're calling that trade opportunity for the buy for Bitcoin. Okay. So you guys should not sleep on this. To be hyperactive, join our Telegram channel. The link is going to be dropped on the description. Okay, it's going to drop on the description, or you go to our bio. Go to our bio, you see the link there, our link tree. On our link tree, you have access to our Telegram, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and Twitter, all our social media community. Wherever you feel comfortable, you go over there, you join us, and you trade with us. Okay. So that's literally what I see right now on Bitcoin. This is an ascending pattern. So if there's a break of this ascending wedge, good, we are in for Bitcoin. And I love what I see on the volume. I use volume, this MACD volume, to be able to know when volume is about to go into the market. Like if you see over here, let me give an instance. Over here now, the market went from dimmed red to light red. And what happened on the charts? What happened on the chart? When that dim red to light red happened, like over here, is where the dim red happened, then the light red, we had what a massive volume push to the upside. The same thing is happening right now on the current situation of the market. It had a dim red, now a light red. It's about to go into a green territory. So we still have what potential what Bitcoin having this volume pumped into it. Okay. So going to the upside, breaking this. So watch out for that. And then we'll call out the trade opportunity when that happens. Let's now wrap up with our fundamental analysis for the week. So starting up today by 9:15, we have ECB Budo's speech. Okay, a central banker in Europe is speaking by 9:15. We'll tune into that. I'll as well drop the summary of the speech in the group, okay, on our WhatsApp and our Telegram group. So don't miss out on that. It is a very good sentimental analysis to read and to be aware of what happened is happening in the Euro economy. Then on Tuesday by 1:30 a.m. we have the Reserve Bank of Australia meeting minutes. That's by 1:30. Then by 11 tomorrow on Tuesday, 11 a.m. we have CPI for Euro, which means that this is inflation figure. 127.03 is higher than 126.5. If this is higher than this is what analysts are saying would happen. And inflation is going to be higher in Euro. If this happens, then Euro will be strong. But if inflation drops, let me say by 11, we get 127.5, which is higher than 127.03. Good, Euro will be strong against the dollar. But if we see 127 points, no, let me just say 126.9, 126.9, which is lower than 127.03. Euro will be weak. It will sell against the dollar. Okay, so let's be aware of that. Then as well on November 19th, which is tomorrow, by 2:30 p.m., we have CPI for card as well. The same narrative I used to explain this evening, the same narrative that will happen to the card. Okay, inflation data. This is inflation rate year over year. CPI team mean year over year. This team mean year over year has to do with inflation minusing the price of food and the price of energy. Okay, it gives a more simplified approach to the CPI data. Okay, then this inflation rate over here has to do with plus food and plus energy. Okay, Then this is CPI median year over year. Okay, it's a derivative of this particular inflation rate year over year. So what we'll be looking at mainly, which is the overall data, is this particular inflation rate year over year, this particular one. Yeah. So over here, analysts are saying that it will increase by 1.9%, which is higher than the previous of 1.6%. Okay. If that happens, Canada will be strong against dollar or any other pair. But if we get a lower figure, then Canada will be weak against those pairs. That's just it. Then building permits for US has to do with the building permits that real estate developers, construction companies have gotten from the government. If there is high building permits, that means that there is more buildings being developed in US and it's going to grow the housing market. So 1.44 million, which is higher than 1.425 million, which if this is true, if you see by 2:30 p.m. tomorrow a higher figure than 1.44, then good. We can expect our dollar to be very strong, but weak if the inverse is the case. Then on Wednesday, we have the balance of trade for Japan, which has to do with total imports minus total exports. Japan is known for a trade region for exports, massive exports. So over here, if we see a figure higher than minus 360.4 billion yen, then it's good for Japanese yen. But we see a figure lower, it's bad for Japanese yen. Then inflation rate year over here, inflation rate over here, it has to do with the inflation of Great Britain pound. Like I explained even already, if you see a figure higher than 2.2 by 8 a.m. on Wednesday, then it's going to be good for Great Britain pound and give it strength. But if you see a figure lower than 2.2, it's going to be bad for Great Britain pound. Then on Thursday, we have continued jobless claims by 2:30 p.m. for the US. We have jobless claims 4-week average, initial jobless claims, and this has to do with those who are currently filing for jobless claims benefits. Okay, this is the initial jobless claims for November 16th. Those who file from November 16th to date. Okay, if you see a figure higher than 200 to 2,000, which is bad for dollar. Okay, but if you see a figure lower than 200 to 2,000, it is good for dollar. The same implies for the jobless claims 4-week average and also the continued jobless claims. Then the existing home sales, which has to do with total sales of homes. When there is no sales of homes, there is more what people moving into these homes that are being developed by construction company, which is good for the economy. So month over month, and we see over here, we see 0.8%, which is higher than minus 1%. And then over here, we see the loan sales of $3.88 million, which is higher than $3.84 million. So if this is true, the housing market in US is strong, and then it is good for the US economy. So to end that day on 11 p.m., we have the Judo Bank Manufacturing PMI, Judo Bank Service PMI for the Australian dollar. If you see a figure higher than 48, it's going to give Australian dollar strength. But if you see a figure lower than 48, it is bad. Then if you see a figure higher than 51.3, it is good for Australian dollar. But if you see a figure lower than 51.3, it is bad. Then on Friday, to wrap up the week, we have the inflation rate over here for Japanese yen. I already explained before with Great Britain pound and euro. If you see a figure higher than 2.2%, it is good for Japanese yen. But if you see a figure lower than 2.2, it is bad for Japanese yen. Then retail sales early in the morning by 8 a.m. for Great Britain pound. If you see a figure higher than minus 0.3%, then it is good for the retail sales for X fuel, which doesn't have to do with fuel components. Okay, there is good for Great Britain pound. This month over month, this year over year. Okay, then retail sales year over year overall comprising both fuel. Okay, so we see a figure higher than 3.4% is good for Great Britain pound by 8 o'clock on Friday. But if you see a figure lower than that, it is bad for Great Britain pound. Same as month over month for Great Britain pound. If you see a figure higher than minus 0.3%, it is good for Great Britain pound. But if you see a figure lower than minus 0.3%, it is bad for Great Britain pound. So as well, the service PMI, I already explained the service PMI for Australia. The same applies for Europe, manufacturing PMI, Europe, but that's for France to be precise. This is coming in by 9:15 and it's going to run down to 10 o'clock, okay, on Friday. So I already explained the AUD service PMI and manufacturing PMI. You need to rewind and learn more about it. The same factor applies for this. Then also for the global manufacturing PMI for Great Britain pound, the same applies. Service PMI, same applies. Canada retail sales year over year. The same applies for the way I explained the Great Britain pound retail sales. Okay. So this is all for this week though. There is no major news I see playing out except for the CPI figures. Okay, the CPI figures, that's for Euro on Tuesday, CAD on Tuesday, and then Wednesday Great Britain pound. That's just CPI figures. This news has high impact, okay? And it's going to really move the market. So be watching out for that. If we see a trading opportunity, we call out for that. I think Bitcoin is just broke this. If this candle closes in 20 minutes, like we call out this trading opportunity for Bitcoin that you guys can sell, and you can be able to make good profits from there. So stay tuned in our Telegram, stay tuned in our WhatsApp for more updates. Thank you so much for watching to this point, and I wish you guys a profitable trading week. Peace.